Vladimir Putin walked into peace talks today, threatening to widen the war beyond Ukraine. Before hosting Donald Trump's special envoy, he warned if Europe wants a war with Russia, Russia is ready right now. And as senior correspondent Lisette Reymer reports, the much-hyped peace talks ended with no good news for Ukraine.
So pleased to see you.
The burden of war seems to rest weightlessly on Putin's shoulders. The Russian president smiling at his American guests.
Magnificent city.
Who arrived on Trump's orders to end war number 9.
What a mess. It's a war that never would have happened if I were president.
It's almost 4 years since Putin sat at the same table to deny he was about to invade Ukraine. The next day, he did. Now he talks of ending it, but there is no sign of that. Instead, hijacking today's peace efforts with a warning to Europe that he is ready to go to war.
With Ukraine, we act in a surgical, careful way, you understand. It's not a war in the full modern sense. But if Europe chooses to start a war, the situation can very quickly reach a point where there will be no one left for us to negotiate with.
On the eve of talks, Putin claimed Russian forces had taken control of the strategic city of Pokrovsk in Ukraine, despite Kiev claiming otherwise. Russia has spent more than a year attempting to seize the frontline hub and has suffered heavy losses in the process. But this was a well-timed projection of strength.
This has been a catastrophic war for Putin. It was all going to be over in 2 weeks. Instead, he's struggling to control 20% of Ukraine. He's lost over 1 million troops in terms of deaths and casualties. His economy is declining fast. There's a measure of desperation in the Kremlin, but he's a dictator. He's never going to say, guys, I'm in trouble, help me. No, he's going to start threatening.
His threat of widening the war came as Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff toured Moscow, joined by his partner in negotiations, Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner. The pair's pre-meeting amble overshadowed by Putin's press conference, during which he also accused Europe of blocking progress with unacceptable tweaks to Trump's peace plan.
They have no peace agenda. They're on the side of war.
After a 5-hour closed-door meeting, Putin's aide confirmed no compromise had been found and work will continue. But a dead end is looming, with Europe unlikely to capitulate to Kremlin pressure.
If you allow a dictator to take territory from one country to another and you appease the dictator, it only leads to wider war.
Putin's intimidation tactics aimed more at causing concern among the European public than testing the nerve of European leaders.
There's no match between Europe and Putin. Russia has an economy which is basically declining rapidly. It's smaller than Spain's.
While Witkoff wrapped up his 6th visit to Moscow, having never been to Kiev, the Ukrainian president continued to cement ties with Europe, visiting Ireland and insisting peace is still possible.
Ukraine is closer to peace than ever before, and there is a real chance.
But a real chance does not change the reality. The burials continue in Ukraine for soldiers who will never know how the fight they gave their lives for will end. 44-year-old Anatoly served alongside his son, who will now return to the battlefield without him.